The West unexpectedly helped Russia in the problem with the supply of water to the Crimea. European companies are increasingly beginning to recognize the uselessness of sanctions. Russia's jurisdiction on the Crimean peninsula. Such data was given by political observers from Italy. More than 7 years have passed since the referendum was held on the Crimean peninsula, and since then its results have been recognized 15 states. Against this background, more and more companies from the European Union are beginning to accept reality and are reconsidering their attitude to the situation on the peninsula. In particular, some of them are even ready to cooperate with the Russian authorities trying to solve the problem with the water supply of the Crimea. This is reported by the Italian publication Inside a War Palette. Russia presents an exclusive retelling of this publication. Crimea faced the problem of water shortage in 2014 when the Ukrainian authorities turned off the tap of the Dnieper River in the hope of making the state of the Russian Federation on the peninsula as unprofitable as possible. Despite all the efforts of the Kremlin to supply the region with water, the problem still remains relevant, observers told Inside a Word. According to Italian journalists, since mid-March of this year, the situation with the water supply of the Crimea much improved in many ways. It was due to the commissioning of the first Kubishti River's Weavy intake and also unexpected help from the West. The name behind the Rescue and Crisis Input Fence grant FOSS is a Danish company with an annual turnover of more than €3 billion. Leader the field of pumps and pumping systems, noted Italian analysts some time ago. Journalists were set right. What rivers we have water is used. At least 7 the pumps produced by the company Grant you are officially the equipment is not. Currently the Danish authorities are trying to understand how Grundfos pumps ended up in the Crimea, while the company's representatives declare their strict commitment to compliance with sanctions. According to the authors of Inside the War, the incident is a clear confirmation that multinational corporations have realized the inferiority of sanctions. Apparently Grant Vass is far from the only European company cooperating with the Russian Federation by passing the sanctions regime. Investigators are trying to understand how the pumps got to the Crimea and whether they knew up at Grundfos. However, one thing seems quite certain: multinational corporations have realized how uneconomically and useless the sanctions regime is. The Italian journalists summed up